All right, let's see if we are successful today. It's a mystery. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I can get all of the sound in order. There we go. Hooray, hooray. Easier moderation. What are you telling me? Hey, we have Patrick. That's super exciting. Hi, Patrick. How are you? What is new this morning? I do not know what I'm going to do today. I'll be very honest with you. It's just one of those mornings where I'm like, I need to stream, and I know I need to stream because it's important, but I have no concrete thought about what it is that needs to get done today. And that's unusual. Normally when I sit down at the table, I know what I want to get done. So, awaiting coffee. I hear you. I have my Groot mug this morning. Show you my awesome Groot mug. I love it. It's pretty great. But yeah, I had to figure out what I'm doing today. I just don't know. Do you have a suggestion? Because I'm completely open to suggestions right now. The two projects that I kind of have open in my mental tabs are a town that I'm trying to design, which I've never done a town map before, and I find them highly intimidating. And my dungeon map for the Necromancer's Lair. But I've got that mostly kind of planned out. I feel like that would be boring to watch me kind of tinker with that as I go. So, I don't know. Kind of all over the place. Decisions, right? Right. Well, let's just start with a shape. Shapes are good. Shapes give us some information. Let's do this one right here. Let's do that again. These are not square to the bottom of the page, but that's okay. I was thinking that I might do something oriented like this, like top to bottom, because I haven't done a portrait orientation map in a really, really long time. But that is not feeling like a great decision for me now that I'm starting to put these lines down. So, what are we going to do about it? Should probably just play with it, force myself out of the comfort zone, right? That'll be a fun dimension. Start with that. I have tried isometric. I don't know that I've ever posted these into the group. Oh wait, they're not in here anymore. They're in the sketchbook. Just a moment. Oh, I kind of like that. That could be fun. Let's see here. So there's my first isometric that I ever did. And I really like how it turned out. It was a lot of fun to do. So much so that I don't even know exactly how I did it. I was just really messing around and it kind of came out in an interesting way. There were people that pulled flaws with it, and that's completely fine. I'm sure there's tons of things that are technically wrong with it. But it was really fun to do. So that could be amusing. And then I had another one. I don't know where it is. This was the second one. And the orientation of that one is this, if that lines up properly. Yeah. So I hope those are showing okay. So yeah. This is the original of what I showed you. The other one was a blow up that I was putting color on to see if I liked how color looked. And then this is the piece I've been working on steady for like the last week or so, which is turning out really well. So yeah. Okay, well, I like this idea of the two maps. So how do I want to start this? Start with the city map and then move to the ISO map. And then I think what I want to do is change maybe I'll just work smaller because I've got ISO paper here instead of using the giant block. Sorry I'm so disorganized this morning, you guys. I feel bad about it. Thank you. I really feel like I've been in a decent groove with the work lately, and that's kind of cool for me. I like it when that happens. So, yeah. Alright, so we have a dungeon under the city. What is the theme of our dungeon? Is it undeads? Is it mushrooms? Is it like a sewer? Let's have this room here. And a hallway. And a bigger room here. And we'll give it a curve. Raspberry Pi stuff. Yeah, you were talking about that last week. How's that going for you? Good, I'm glad. That's awesome. Maybe we want these to be bigger. I think one of the things that makes me nervous about doing ISO maps is that, like, especially dungeon style maps, I don't have a ton of experience with dungeon design as like a set of principles. And so it's like, well, what makes a good dungeon? I don't honestly know. Is it just like a series of structures and shapes? Is there flow theory? I would assume there's got to be some kind of flow theory. But I don't know anything about that. So it always just feels like serious amounts of guessing and then kind of spaghetti throwing it against a wall and seeing what happens. And I like the balance of having like organic stuff and really linear civilized things. Carbon fiber vinyl. I didn't even know that existed. That sounds like you could have a ton of fun with different applications. It didn't work. What were you trying to get it to do for you that it wasn't doing? Put a staircase here, maybe. I don't know what's in this room, but we're gonna find out. I did not know that was a thing that could happen in a keyboard. I guess it makes sense that it could. I just wasn't aware that it could. Interesting. What is this set of rooms leading to? Oh, really? That's an interesting observation. Thank you for that. I find that interesting because, like, when I'm doing my world maps, I find them extremely organic. An isometric town. Yeah, I should. Well, let's play with that for a minute then. I think today is just going to be a kind of play around kind of day. So, ISO town, ISO house. Let's pretend we know what we're doing with one of these. Do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, I think one of my fears of ISO 2 is that the vanishing perspective thing, right? Like linear perspective. I have never been someone who has been adept with linear perspective in the slightest. So it makes me super nervous. You know who's brilliant at this is Nicholas. Nicholas is a bloody genius when it comes to this kind of thing. And I think I need to spend a lot more time examining their work. Because I was thinking of drawing a town. I've got it roughed out in pen. This is the town I was trying to figure out yesterday. This is Cliffs Light, and it's so named because there's a giant lighthouse on this island right here. And I've been trying to figure out when you're building... Dexter! Hi, my friend! How are you? It's super exciting to see you. I'm glad you came to say hi. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I get super confused with ISO, because I'm more used to vanishing point perspective, Patrick, and I think my brain just like doesn't want to change that glitch, right? It's kind of like, hey, what's happening now? I'm confused. So, yeah. Yay, headphones. Hi, friend. Super cool that you were able to pop on today. That's exciting. How's it going? You gotta be getting ready to go to bed over there by now, hey? Patrick is encouraging me to experiment with some things that I don't really know what I'm doing. So this is just going to be a stream of me looking like a total idiot, I think. Just making that happen. Oh, nice! Hi, Neglis! Yay, gang is all here. Well, not quite all, but a lot of us are here, which is nice. This is ISO paper. This graph pad that I'm on. I don't know that the lines are showing up super well for the camera. See if I raise it up here, if that makes a difference. Yep, you can see that then. The pad that the town is drawn on is a Rhodia dot pad. So, turn it sideways. The measurements are the same one way or the other, aren't they? Let's find out. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, floor plan of a house. So, we got feet. And it goes up by 1, goes up by 1, goes up by 1, goes up by 2. Well, by 1 technically. And then we have walls. Patrick, I think you might have just solved my brain. This goes up for 1. This goes up for 1. Roof peaks. Roof peaks. See, I'm not a genius, like, in the slightest. I know people are like, oh my god, you're so good. I'm not. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. Not even most of the time. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. Alright, this gives me a house shape. You guys, I have a house shape. This is super exciting. Alright, what kind of details can we put on this house? Let's do it. Should we make it a thatch roof? I was thinking, is anybody doing the Mad Map March challenge next month? Because I've been thinking about it and what, if anything, I want to do to try and take it on. I was thinking of trying to do it as ISO locations. No, Neglis, I can't see it appealing to you. You have a very different style that I don't think would come out in that. Thank you, Dexter. That's very sweet of you. Okay. Yeah, a window on this end. Oh, in March, an everyday stream. Oh my. Wouldn't that be a massive challenge? Huh. I wonder if I should try to commit to something like that. I think if I was gonna commit to something like that, I'd have to commit to doing it at a different time in the day. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Good morning, Laura. Hello, darling. Dexter was just proposing that for the Mad Map challenge, which is a May or a March long cartography challenge, that I look at live streaming every day and see if I can complete a stream as I complete each challenge requirement each day. And I am intrigued by this and also a little terrified, not gonna lie. Yeah, Naglis is in our group too, Dexter. Same username, because I think it's Naglis's real first name. So worth looking up for sure. I think it would be easier to commit to streaming every day if I knew that there was going to be people every day. I think part of the reason I get so nervous about committing to something like that is it seems, I don't know what the word is, like a little bit arrogant to be like, oh, people are going to want to hang out with me that much. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Hard to say. But like, should I really be taking up digital space that way? I don't know. All right, Patrick, we have house number 1. You can be silent, Aglis. You got work to do. That's totally cool. You could join in with your writing. That would be awesome. I think I want like a broader black line around this just to bump the style a little, but that doesn't need to happen right now. All right, let's try a different one. Let's make it bigger. So, what do we want the profile of this place to be again? I think let's make it farther down the page. Let's do this size instead. Here. Oh, I'm sorry, Dexter. That sucks. I agree with you, Patrick, that people are naturally sorting themselves into like-minded groups, but I don't think that nationality actually means you're like-minded. I would argue that nationality is much more an accident of birth than a conscious decision about what values and beliefs you actually adhere to. If I understand Naglis's project to be more, it's to how do we open a dialogue about what our national identity should be, what are the values that we adhere to as a nation in an attempt to build community building along those lines. Naglis, am I getting that kind of right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. just looks so funny to me at these proportions. Like, super funny. It's not really a bad thing, but it is weird. What are we doing for maybe a fireplace over here? Have the depth. Yeah, maybe. Oh, friends. I want to point out that this whole like trying something new in front of an audience thing is not a thing I normally do. I would like to take a moment to say out loud that this is not typically a thing I am comfortable with. So this is kind of interesting and a little bit like my scary place. that'll be fun. Alright, have fun, Dexter. I hope that you like share pictures, Patrick, so I can see it. Okay, so half the depth is what you're saying. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's just do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. So this would be 8 then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That seems ridiculously tall. Like apartment building tall. Ah, I follow. That makes more sense to me. Thank you. Could explain why I was having so much trouble with the other orientation. It was just blowing my mind. I was really struggling with it. Hey John, how's it going? Well, I'm just screwing around with a different size now, Patrick. I'm trying to figure out if I can put more of the detail that I want in a different size. I'm not going for an overall image. I'm glad that you're not bad. I am trying to learn more about isometric drawing today. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, and Patrick suggested that I play with some ISO, which I've never done a lot of. So, playing. Playing being the operative word. I am not pretending proficiency with this in any way. I am definitely not proficient. This is a thing. I have no idea what 1-point perspective drawing is, so please explain. Yeah, I think there are days when computer is the way to go. I don't have much for technical skills or acumen in terms of computers either, which is part of the reason I do everything by hand. But I'm also one of those nerds, and it was true for me in school too, that I like to know the theory of something so that I can try to understand the principles of it. If I know the theory, I can pretty much always replicate. If I don't know the theory, I'm pretty much hooped. So, yeah. But I think this is going to take me some serious getting used to. $10 million shingles, hey? Not sure that I love shingles. Let's be real about that, too. I think part of it is I hate being bad at something when I'm first starting it. Like, I really don't care for that sensation. So I like to start with stuff that I know how to do. Or at least I can figure out the theory or whatever so that I'm less intimidated by the process. This is really making me uncomfortable, but, you know, whatever. Push through it. Don't do every shingle. Alright. Just do some shingles. Maybe even just the perspective of the shingles was bothering me. Who knows? Maybe this is what we needed. Yeah, I like that even better, actually. Just larger. It looks less like shingles and more like thatch, but I'm not offended by that. About a quarter of the roof. That goes against my Illustrator brain so much. Alright, let's try a few more over here then. But you should probably, like, fill in the edges a little bit, right? So you know where those lines are. More like that? Yes, I know ISO has no perspective. It messes with my brain in the worst possible way. This is why I need to spend more time doing it, because it's a huge problem for how my brain wants to work. Some things just make no sense in ISO to me. Like, just the spacing of the house. I know that measurement-wise that is correct, but oof, breaks my brain, yo. More like that, Patrick? Are we in agreement that this is better? Or at least in terms of, like, drafting stuff? Okay. I still think I prefer that. But that's okay. I don't need to worry about that right now. And so these ones are going to go this way. I do not like doing that upside down. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, I think the larger shingles with all of them in place it's got a more illustrative quality, hey? And I think that's kind of what my brain wants in that situation. I can't see a link, but that might just be the function for me in the chat. If you want to pop that over to me as a Facebook message, then I can have a look once the stream is done. That makes sense to me a lot too. Because especially with drafting, the point is getting across the features, not necessarily the illustrative quality of it. And yeah. I genuinely wonder if I should like take a course in drafting just to gain those skills. Like I feel like it might be super useful for me. I do not know how I feel about this. Alright, let's try a different one. Let's try a door. Door is gonna be 3 feet wide. Well, 3 notches wide. And what is on the outside of our door? Stones? Okay. We're gonna say that's another notch wide. And then what? Keystone on the top. Okay, why is that doing that? That is interesting, and I don't understand. So erase all of this. What is happening here? Okay, if I follow these lines... No, I see. That is not going to help me at all. Okay. The halfway point of this door is right here, which means a keystone would probably be right here. And then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then that one. Maybe? And then this one, and then this one, and then this one. But see, that doesn't make sense either. It's because I'm trying to follow those lines again. Okay, don't do a round door, do a square door. Okay, 2, 4, square. It's a double wide door. Okay, and then we have a rock rim going around it. ISO means don't make it any smaller. a solid rim around the outside. Give that a little bit more rockiness. That means each of these units is a rock. That looks so weird. Weird. Okay, so we need a bigger pen. Let's have a 03. Okay, so handles on the doors are in the middle. So we'll put one here and one here. Do okay. Door split. Door like this. Let's give it some planks. Okay, and then we'll give it some iron banding. Bands on this side. This feels a little low, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, rocks. So, bottom rock is a little bit tall. Go like this. Next rock. Next rock. Cornerstones. We'll have the cornerstones kind of deke in like that a little bit. Next rock. Next rock. Next rock. Next rock. Those deke in a little bit. This one is a little bit taller. This one is not. Final rock. I think it really is just, yeah, the 2D-ness of it all. I think more to the point, it's the 2D-ness not on an angle. Because that's not a standard thing for me. Just a second, I'm going to grab one of my old sketchbooks and show you guys something. I'm sorry, Saxon, I'm just getting a book, it's okay. Alright, so, a million years ago, so much so that I don't actually know where it is in this sketchbook, you're going to have to bear with me. Here we go. So I decided I wanted to draw like icons for a village market. And so I did, but I drew them face on and with very, very limited perspective. So like there's still curvature to these barrels, those stones are still round, and I particularly added that dimension with color. But these were all drawn like very face on, and there was no diagonals of any kind, right? Everything is very, very, very horizontal. And I found that comfortable. Like, this kind of thing doesn't freak me out nearly so much as what I'm trying to do right now. So, yeah. Something about the diagonals is just giving it to me. Try what? Are you sending me another link? Because if you are, I cannot see it because of the function of the chat. Turn my paper back to portrait view. Okay. On the portrait view. I'm just doodling dots while I wait for your next instruction. I'm not ignoring your instructions. Draw the second pick. Draw the door. Okay. Alright, drawing the door. One, two, three, four. Across the bottom. 1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up. Oh man, that's got a real defined slant to it, doesn't it? Squares. Don't get sloppy with your lines, Shay. Okay. Door is split in half. Rocks. Handles. This looks, depth is only half the distance. Draw a cube with an indented door. Let's do this the way you're telling me to and not just fucking around. Okay, draw a cube. That's a good piece of instruction. I don't know if I can do that. 4 by 4 by half, right? Half. So it's more like a rectangular cube. Okay, and then the door is going to be up here. Alright, and then my rocks are going to wrap around these corners. Patrick! Patrick, you genius! Look at you. Some cubes. These are very cube-like. Cube-like. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. So why was that working? Why is this working now? For my brain. But it wasn't before. Is it because I started with a cube? Is that what the difference was? This needs to be closer in. Then add the angle lines. But I thought we were just trying to do flat shit. I'm confused. Oops, sorry. Shouldn't have sworn. Oh man, the brain. Round doors kind of suck in this context. So what happens if we just make them square? And then there wouldn't even be that much of a dark line on this side because there's no shadow going in that direction. It would just be the rocks. It's true, but I try not to swear on YouTube. I swear a lot. That is a thing that I do with a variety of regularity. Okay. So I don't even need this second set of rocks back here. Put some wood grain on these doors. And then I don't know why I'm automatically assuming that this is top left lit, but I am. Okay, well now I'm even more confused if it's not what you were explaining. Start with a 2D square. Start with a 2D square. 2D is just a flat square. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then add the angle lines. Angle lines coming forward or going backward? Going forward? Let's go forward. Okay, have some angle lines. So rhombus, I'm just squaring according to the paper though. Like, you mean a legit just square? Oh boy. Do I have its square template? Square. Whole bunch of dog hair in that box. Alright, square. Yes. The paper does not have 90-degree lines. The paper only has 36-degree lines. I feel like I need more complicated paper. Okay, so I have a real square. Okay, well, say it anyway, and maybe I can figure it out. I'm kind of an idiot, but we can work on that. Typical printer paper. Okay. I have dot grid. I'm going to use dot grid because that's what I got. Dot grid. Draw a square. Alright, have a square. Like a real one. Where's my eraser? 45-degree lines from the square to the right upper. Okay. Half the distance of my measurement. So instead of 10, it should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then cube it out. Okay. Okay. Cubed. You know what, should I do this in marker so you can actually see what the hell I'm doing? Because that's a completely doable thing. Oh, my 0.8 is dead. Okay, give me 1 second here. And my Posca is dead. What else do I have? Okay. Draw a door. Alright. I have a door. Angle the inside edge at 45 degrees, going in the same direction. By 1 or by half? Let's go by 1, because that seems more amusing to me. So really that's just 2 lines, because the other ones won't be visible. Always by half. Oh, okay, so half of this would be 2.5. So 2.5 would be here. That's a real long hallway, yo. No. Always by half of what? If it's not 2.5. Right. But if my door measurements are 2, right? Because this is the 2. Then wouldn't this measurement be 1? Like, didn't I have that right the first time? Have this be a 2 and then have this be a 1. Because I was originally going 2.5 based on this measurement, which is the 5. Okay, so this should have been the original. That's what I thought, because that just looked better to me. Alright, so keeping this. Alright. Draw the face, the door face, you mean. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives me 2.5 for the center line. Then have the angle sides. I did. I'm confused. Add a peak to the door. Like that? to the square. Okay. Oh, to the giant square. Add a peak. Center of giant square is here. Making a house. Okay. Make it go here. Wait, to the square or the cube? Because this is gonna confuse the shit out of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2.5 comes in here. Here goes an up. Hey Gary. I'm trying to learn a thing in public. It's terrifying. Ignore 2.5k. From square. So half my way up the square. Should be 5.5, which is there. Feel like I probably didn't go high enough with that. Quilting, yeah. Don't sew your fingers to anything. Feel like my measurement for this peak is wrong. Feel like it should be much taller. Draw another square along the back square. Okay. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it to this point because I think that will make my life easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down. Yeah. It's a Greek peak. I feel like that's a thing. I know why that looks jacked. Because I want this arch to go here. There's something about this that is hinky. It's very hinky, which means that my peak is actually over here. Which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be my roof line. Okay. This is also a fabulous exercise in following instructions. Patrick, you're amazing. Okay, so I think if I were to do this differently, I would have started with the overall structure first. So, cube, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, and then my 45 angles at halves, so 2, 2, 4, 2, 4, and then put my roof peak on, let's say at 2, goes here, comes down, goes 2 back because my back measurement is 2, comes 2 down. There's really not any kind of visible slope on this other side now. And then for my door, go 1, 2, 3, half in, draw my 45 angle lines on the halves. This should that be straight? Yes, that should be straight. And then my door comes flat down the front. Yes? Lag time, yeah, that's probably a pain in the ass. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Oh boy. Patrick, this has been an adventure. So, then we could like put shingles on it, beef it out with some cute little lines. Give it a window. Window needs to follow the vanishing point in order to make sense. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Put a border on the door, make it cute. More cute lines. Yeah, that. Okay, I think I understand now. Still doesn't solve my ISO problem, but that's okay. I feel like I have definitely stretched my brain this morning, and that was good. This is probably the least professional stream I have ever done in terms of like producing a pretty thing that everybody can look at the end. But whatever. Learning is important. This is a thing we must do. So, yeah. Yeah. Angling everything, yeah. And so 3D is vanishing point perspective, correct? Because that's my understanding of things. You pick your point on the horizon and everything feeds back into that. This is not. So this is just, every single thing is 3D on its own axis. So you could have things that like are each 3D that don't line up to any particular perspective. Okay, so I could draw things going the other way. So square, wait, use a pen people can see. And you can have them together if they go the wrong ways. This is 2, so 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Me face is just a regular pink. But I think the question that I have is the propriety of adding like these objects side by side, right? Where this one is going this way and this one is going this way. And this one, like, you can't really tell what's going on with it because it's cylindrical. Like, I suppose this has its point in time too, because it depends on how you built whatever you built, right? Like on a cul-de-sac, this is gonna happen because your plots are gonna be pie-shaped. So the angle facing is gonna be like this one. You won't even get the front of the house, really. You're gonna get the side of the house. And this one you'll get like a 3/4 view. Ooh, that was janky. Good job, Shay. Front of the house will be like that. Side of the house will be more like this. And then this pie shape, you'll get kind of a long, like that, because it's coming off the back of the house. Yeah? My 45s are always going to be the same direction. 45s. The house peaks? Sides. Oh. Right. That makes sense. So these are always going to be the same because, yeah, this angle between these points, that's my 45s. Okay. Because these are always going to be 90. So that means that if this is my 90, then this needs to be my 45. So this goes to here, goes to here, goes to here. And then I get a roof peak in there. Yeah. Okay. That's my 90. So if this is my 90, then this is my 45. So that goes here. Now you're telling me no again. Confusing. My original 45-degree angles. So that's the angles that are coming off the cube, right? This is the problem with being self-taught, man. You just have this idea of like, oh, this should work, but you don't know why. I don't know if they work or not. I'm kind of just screwing around. You always draw your 45s to the right. Okay, so square. 45s to the right. No, but seriously, like when you're self-taught, you just fuck with it until it looks like you get something close to what you want. Like, I have no idea. This is why, like, having some classes under your belt is a super valuable thing to have, because it's just a thing. Now draw another square. Okay. As in, like, close this one off. Alright. Square. Another house. Okay, so another square. Do this one by 3, which means it's 1.5. Yeah? All of them. No. Okay. And so that makes more sense as to how that relates kind of to the ISO thing, because the ISO thing, your measurements are the same on both sides of an object regardless, because there's no perspective. And so I'm not trying to force this into any kind of linear thing, because it's always going to be parallel. There is no point at any point where these lines are going to converge with these lines. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, no, I'm totally cool with learning all the methods. But these will always be in parallel. They will never ever become a fixed point. Okay. Okay, so hypothetical question. When you're drafting something like a subdivision, you layer them over then? If you have buildings that are beside or in front of or whatever? And okay. And then you just hope that like your spacing works out the way you want it to. Always draw the closest object. Yes, that makes sense because you want a layer going backwards. That makes a ton of sense. Okay. So. And then my second dude is going to be 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 this way, and then that gives him 2, 2, this house peak goes up by 2, 2, 2, 2 down here, 2 to the back, so 2 here, this guy to the back, and then this gives me yeah? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this gives you something that makes a ton of sense for, like, planning, but it's not gonna give you a realism in terms of an illustrative value. But, yes, I absolutely understand the value of this. I think it even tells me, like, I've been seeing it in other places and not really recognized what I've been looking at. So, okay. That makes a ton of sense. Individual parts of a machine. Yeah. That makes sense to me. Okay. Okay, move on to ISO. Man. Dot grid is just so useful. Okay, so you gonna talk me through to ISO? I'm assuming that should have been a question mark at the end of the time. That's an animal. I don't know. I can be here as long as I want to be here. I don't have anything else going on today. It's more whether or not you want to try to like knock my head against this through text. I wonder if we should just do a video message through Facebook and we could try to go back and forth with this because that might be better. Well, better for me. It won't teach anybody watching other than me, so. You're very good at teaching though, Patrick. Like, kudos to you. This has been incredible. I've looked at some tutorials for ISO, and I do okay with like, you know, square rooms, which is why these little dungeons that I did came out fairly well, because they're basically just boxes. But it's the details of an ISO dungeon that I get really excited about, like the doors and fountains and that kind of thing. And trying to master the illustrative quality of those is what gets really hinky for me. So, yeah. Yeah, let's do it through Facebook Messenger. That sounds like a good plan. I'm going to sign off and go grab another cup of coffee. And then I will shoot you a message in, say, 15 minutes. Does that work for you? Yes, in ISO the circles are actually ovals, which is why I get really confused about all kinds of things. I need an oval maker. I just have a circle maker. Okay, so to everybody who's still hanging out on the stream, thank you for putting up with my randomness today. I realize this probably wasn't super pretty to watch, but I learned a lot, and that's what it's for. So yeah, I am going to take a break from the stream for now and go get some more coffee, and I may in fact stream again later today. I'm kind of in the mood to be social, so it may just end up being that I'm on the stream for an inordinate amount of time today. All right, Gary, have fun sewing. I hope that the quilt is coming together nicely. Please give your mom a hug for me. I'm really glad that it was okay, Laura. Patrick, I can't see the link in the chat, so if you were sending me a link, send it to me on Facebook. For whatever reason, links don't show to me when I'm looking at the chat. I don't know what that's about. I got nothing. So, yay. Hi, Mama. Okay, so let's hang this up, go find some more coffee, and if I decide I'm streaming again, I will post it to the Monocled Octopus Facebook page. And, yeah. Utiling? Utiling, I don't know what you're talking about. Quilting. Okay. I was like, that's a word I've never seen before. Okay, well, I'm sorry that it's awful. I hope it works itself out. Looking forward to seeing more of your updates on the art jam. Okay, I'm out. I'm gonna go get more coffee. Patrick, I'll get a hold of you in a bit. Bye, Laura. Have a great day today. Love you.